Franzi, and this is podcast episode number 1034. Changing your passion into a business can often be a risk many are not willing to take. But for CEO and president of ShowFleet, Mike Price, it was a door of opportunity. ShowFleet is a fleet management company that works on the promise of providing excellence and high quality of service. I've asked Mike to join the show today to discuss how he turned what he loves into a very successful business. Mike, welcome to Critical Mass Radio Show and Podcast.
Well, thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
So let's start with a story about your background. I teased a little bit about what you do, but before we get into what the company does specifically, tell us a little bit about you as an entrepreneur and a business person.
Well, first of all, I started out in the car industry. My family owned a used car dealership. So that's how I got involved with what I'm doing today.
Okay.
Yes, I used to buy and sell and refurbish cars and manage a car lot. And sales was down, and it was really slow. So I had a brother who was working as an exhibit setup person, and he called me. He says, hey, we need some help down at the LA Auto Show. So I went down there, and they assigned me to an exhibit called Peugeot. And Peugeot was there, and I was setting up the exhibit. And later on, after the exhibit got set up, somebody said, hey, we need to clean our cars. And I said, well, I can do that for you.
I know how to do that.
Yeah, I know how to do that. I'll take care of those for you.
Okay.
And we need you here for the whole week. And I said, wow, okay, well, I can make some extra cash and subside for the loss of working on a car lot. So at lunch, I used to pass out cards. I would go walk around and pass out some cards. And what happened later that night, I got a call from a regional Chevrolet sales manager. And he says, hey, we need you to come in and clean our cars. Can you do that? Did it. He liked it. And next thing you know, he goes, can you go to San Diego or can you go to Phoenix for us? And I said, well, yeah, definitely. Let's go. So we started the company at that point. And at that point, the company was called Professional Detailers.
Okay.
And we just actually rebranded the company to call it ShowFleet.
All right.
Because at one time, we were basically just a detail company, but then we moved on to a lot of other services. And we became a fleet service company.
So what is that?
Well, a fleet service company we deal with about 1 million vehicles a year. And what we do is we transport, house, secure. We do painting, body restoration, dent, paint, graphic, the list goes on. Whatever it takes to make that car presentable for the public,
right.
The manufacturers hire me to do that.
So I think we've got a teachable moment here on Critical Mass Radio Show right out of the gate, which is you listen to your customers asking you if you could do something for them, and you decided you had the skills and the ability and the interest to do it. And is that how you went from detailing to all the other things you do now in fleet management? Yes.
We took it one step at a time. We saw what our customers needed. We emphasized on it. We sold it to them, and then that's how we built our company.
So you when you went up there the first day, at your brother's invitation?
Yeah.
To work on Peugeot?
Well, work as a setup person, yeah.
To just set up this, not even to deal with the cars necessarily.
No, just there to set up exhibitry.
Is that awesome?
Oh, yeah. I saw an opportunity, and I'll be truthful with you, it wasn't my love. It was an opportunity that I saw that I could cash in on. And what I did is I started getting involved with it, and I learned a lot from it, and the opportunity grew. And now that opportunity has been with me for about 32 years.
So you're supporting car shows around the country?
We service 83 auto shows, not only in the United States, but Canada and Mexico, South America.
Wow.
And so, yeah, we've moved into that right now. We're international, if you want to say that, too.
Yeah, Western Hemisphere, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
So we had the opportunity, we took it. So, and, you know, we have opportunity to go to Dubai, stuff like that when those things happen.
So how have those, I'm off script now, how have those, first of all, how long have you been doing this?
32 years.
Thank you. How have those auto shows changed from your observation in 32 years? Are they the same event?
The auto shows change in reference to exhibitry and the money spent on these things. These are amazing. They will build beautiful exhibitries to draw people into auto shows to make sure that the cars are draped really well.
What do you mean by draped?
Well, meaning that you build sod around it and it draws people in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And some of these things are 2 or 3 decks, meaning that they have stories in them. But the fact is that they're beautiful. And so what I've seen in the last 32 years is how they've created more types of different exhibitry to bring the cars in. Now, the cars have changed, too, over 32 years, too. They're all great cars, in my
Right.
opinion.
Right.
And it's really tough to make a decision unless you really love one model.
Mm-hmm.
But during the industry, we've seen it change in reference to our services, what they ask us to do for them, and how we provide the service.
Right. So it sounds like a lot of what they used to do themselves, they've outsourced to you potentially?
Correct.
Okay. So
We really had to sell them on it.
Okay.
We had to show them that they really needed us.
all right.
How we can save them time, energy, and money and do it professionally.
Right. And because when the lights go on and the gates open,
Show's gotta go
show's
on.
got to go on, right? It's a
Yeah.
performance.
Yeah.
It is.
And there's times where we'll have split shifts of people working 24 hours a day.
Wow.
Yeah, it has to go on. And sometimes if an exhibit is and delayed in setting up, well, that means the cars can't come in yet.
Right.
So that pushes back the time. But whatever time that show opens up, everything's got to be done.
Got to be right.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there are times when the executives are walking the exhibit halls too.
Many, many times.
And peop-
And they come from all over the world.
Right. And it's got to be just right for them because they're getting an impression based on that. We're talking with Mike Price. He is CEO and president of Show Fleet, and we're talking kind of about the company, what they do today, and the history to where they got to. I wonder if you could share with me and our audience your guiding principle. Let me set this up. Loyal listeners know we ask the guiding principle question periodically of our guests on the radio show. It's your overarching philosophy, Mike. It's your belief system that you're using to lead and grow your firm. And if you have such a thing, could you discuss your overarching philosophy to create a successful company?
Well, you know, a long time ago, I had an uncle tell me, he goes, hey, listen, in order to grow a company, you need to watch your competitors. Watch your competitors, watch what they do, and then find a way to do it better. And that's what I've done. So I've taken that, and once you find something that you like to do, you have to be able to offer good communications and customer service. So that's what we try to train our employees to do, and they've done pretty well over 32 years.
Yeah, I would imagine that is a bit of a stressful environment, right?
Very.
It's a logistic nightmare. You've got travel issues. You've got weather issues. We've just been through one hell of a set of weather issues for parts of the country, at least here in the U.S. So there's a lot of factors that can come into play, and I'm sure sometimes your clients aren't the best versions of themselves. So being able to kind of keep your calm when all around you are sort of losing their minds has got to be, they're looking to you for some level of stability, right?
Yeah, actually, we had people in Florida at the time just recently. We
Right.
were on our way there too.
Right.
And we had to turn around and come back because the events got canceled. So, but we got all of our people out in good time, and everybody's safe. And when it happens again, we'll be back.
Right. Because, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, there's a lot of things that have to come off right to be able to be there with everything. I'm always amazed at project-based companies, people that do projects well, because the logistical nightmares can be, the lessons that you must have learned over the 32 years of doing this.
Yes.
Right? Everything that can go wrong, you must have seen it at least
School
once.
of Hard Knocks.
Right.
Yeah, but the fact is that we can have 1, 2, 10 events at the same time. So the logistics is really difficult. And when you have to put an event together with lots of people, coordination, you're definitely right.
All right, we're going to take our first break here, an only break here on Critical Mass Radio Show and Podcast. So if you're watching us on the live stream, don't go anywhere. If you're listening to us on the live stream on octalkradio.net, don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back. And for those of you that are picking up as an iTunes or Stitcher or iHeartRadio podcast or something, hang around, because this is only a short commercial, probably not even a commercial, just mention something that I do in my business. So we'll be right back after this word from me. A great way to stay informed about our guests is to sign up for our weekly newsletter. Simply go to my website, criticalmass4, F-O-R, business.com. At the bottom of any page, is our Join Our Mailing List box. Simply enter your email and hit the subscribe. And like magic, you'll start receiving our weekly newsletter with information about our great upcoming guests like Mike and others. You're welcome. We don't do anything else with your email other than what you've asked us to do, which is subscribe you to our newsletter. During that short break, one of our listeners asked if you could expand upon exactly what services does Show Fleet offer their clients.
Okay, what we do is basically we transport cars, then we house them, we inspect them, we degas them. We also do paint, dent, body work on vehicles. We detail the vehicles. We maintain the vehicles through all the events. So with this, we're a full-service company that handles large amounts of vehicles for new car manufacturers in over 500 cities.
Wow. So how do you find the workforce in those 500 cities to actually perform the work, Mike?
Well, after 32 years, we've built up a lot of good relationships, and not only with our vendors, but also our subcontractors who we hire as labor. And these labor sources come from halfway homes and churches. So we go to these people, and they bring people from their church, they bring people from their halfway homes. We're able to have them work for us, and this is able to support their church or their home.
And how did you first recognize that as an opportunity to help people, but also have a workforce that was dependable?
Well, what we did is, after using a lot of the labor sources and the high amount of charges, we started going out to look for more efficient type of labor. And we were able to negotiate deals with these homes and these churches, which are nationwide. And through that, we were very lucky and fortunate to be able to find some really good people trying to help themselves help their home.
Was it your idea? Do you remember? Did someone suggest it to you? I mean, really, that wouldn't be the first place I would necessarily think an entrepreneur would go to look for a dependable workforce. But yet you've made this work for you, and it is a great source of labor for your business. So how did you? I mean, were you at all resistant to the idea when you?
We were always looking for different types of sources, and one day a church came up, and then halfway homes came up, and then our staff then went out to reach out to see if we could do this. We set up meetings, we sat down, we negotiated, and it works out.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how many. I'm off script. How many people do you hire in a year that way, do you think?
We probably go through anywhere between 3,000 and 5,000.
You employ 3,000 to 5,000 people
on a part-time basis.
On a part-time basis,
yes.
As you need them. Maybe some years you're going back to the same city and it's the same folks or something?
Yes, definitely. We give back to them every year. They know, and actually they call us in advance.
Okay.
Yeah, so they know when we're coming in, and they're getting ready to do and set up, because they know we're going to need 20, 30, 40 people at a time.
I mean, you're an entrepreneur, you're a businessman, you're profit and loss oriented, but that isn't. I want to recognize you for doing that. I know business needs drove it, but there's also an element of giving back to those local communities by what you're doing. So, thank you for doing that.
Hey, I'm lucky that they're there. I mean, they've helped me out greatly. It's a win-win situation for both groups.
Right.
And there's a lot of people who are really thankful that we're able to help them out, but they also enjoy working, and it's kind of hard to find people who really want to work,
right.
And they like to work.
And do you have your show fleet detailers, are they dressed in a certain way?
They're always dressed in uniforms.
Okay, so they're wearing the esprit de corps kind of a thing. They're representing the brand.
Yes.
So, we're not going to gong it, but that's a teachable moment, ladies and gentlemen, too, which is sometimes changing your perspective just a little bit can give you this opportunity to not only do something that benefits your business from a bottom line perspective, but also does good for the community.
Well, we're real happy that we're able to do this. It's exciting for us and them, because we've built up some really good relationships with these people. And again, when it comes to getting the work done, they do it.
Wow.
Yeah, and it benefits us.
That's awesome. That's awesome here on Critical Mass Radio Show and Podcast. Love that. Now we're going to pivot. We've got about 4 minutes left on this version of the Critical Mass Radio Show. And I know that you recently decided to start yet another business. It's totally unrelated to Show Fleet, but I wonder if you could discuss with our audience the inspiration for starting Ohana Brands, and then what is Ohana Brands?
Well, first of all, Ohana Brands is products that my son and I developed, and we came up with a great idea of making something that cancer patients can eat. We've saw them dwindle away, and we just didn't like the outcome. And we just know that they weren't getting nutrition. So we started to make a protein bar. Well, we found out the protein bar industry was pretty much saturated.
Okay.
So then we went into cookies. So now we've developed the most nutritional cookie that's made that you can eat. It gives you all the food, all the nutrition that you need, high in protein, low in sugar, low in fat, all good sugar, all good fat. You can eat it as a supplement meal, and you can eat it as an appetite suppressant. And so with that, we're making more pastries, such as brownies. We're making muffins, we're making cakes.
Really?
And that's all gonna be nutrition for you. Whereas you eat a dessert, you think, well, I just ate the
Yeah, I
wrong
feel
thing.
guilty,
But
yes.
now you're gonna eat something that is very tasty. And we have it in energy.
I was just gonna ask.
We're gonna have energy cookies. We're gonna have detox cookies. We're gonna have sleep cookies. And with those things coming about, it's a new type of industry.
Right. So you said you were the inspiration for this was observing cancer patients, but I mean, can you give us a little more context for that?
Well, yes.
Is there-
The reason for it was because I had a brother and sister pass away from cancer, and they were younger. And I saw what they were going through, and it was just upsetting to the whole family, as it is with everybody's family who goes through this. And then, I've always been into the health. This is really my love. So I've always been into health things.
Okay.
And so this is why we decided to develop something that we didn't see on the market,
right?
which we thought there might be a market for. But then again, we could give back and help people so they're eating the right nutrition.
Right.
So that's the reason why we started this.
Well, this has got to be an interesting journey. It is so different than Show Fleet, right? I mean, the business is still
and night.
business, but at the end of the day, yeah, it's highly different. So, you must be building a team or something to get you from idea to inception to product. So, can you talk a little bit about, have you been able to attract people to your cause and the mission and what your vision is that are helping you bring these products to market at Ohana Brands?
Well, right now we're just getting ready to launch the product line.
Okay.
And we've been working on it for about 2 years now. Dylan has been a large part of it, and we have 2 other people that are a large part of it with us. So we do have a small team right now.
Right.
So right now we're getting our products together, and we're going to market.
Wow. So, what do you see the future for Ohana Brands? And before you answer that question, what's it like to work with your son?
Well, first question, working with my son is amazing.
Is it?
Oh, yeah, it's the best thing I think we could ever do. We have a great partnership, great friendship, and I mean, I've learned from him, and I think he's learned from me.
Right.
But, he comes up with the millennial ideas, and I come up with the old school ideas. And hopefully they work and they mesh and they get canceled out, or we'll take one of the ideas. But the fact is this. It's amazing to work with one of your children.
Yes.
And the relationship that goes along with that is great. I mean, I always have a great time. He may be getting tired of me, but the fact is that I always have a great time.
You can't see him if you're watching the live stream. He's sitting off the camera here, but he was sort of nodding in agreement a little bit in jest with that idea. But where do you see Ohana Brands going then? What's the next?
Well, we have 3 companies. One is a supplement company called Mana. We have the pastry company called Koa, and then we have the medicated company called Ohana Edibles.
Okay.
So
that's all under Ohana Brands?
It's all under Aloha, which is a management it's a management company.
Okay.
So,
well, you're a serial entrepreneur, right? You're not just starting one company, you're starting 3 companies within a company.
Right. And so we have a supplement line that has an energy product that's all natural. It has all herbs and vitamins in it. It gives you mental clarity, focus, and it gives you energy. And I believe that you may have tried it.
I can testify that it is very natural, and it does give you energy, yes, without the crash.
Right. And so we're taking that same energy and putting it into a pastry form.
Oh, my God.
So now you get nutrition with energy, and you can do this whenever you need to. If you have a long day before work, going to work out, going for a walk, you're getting the nutrition, but you're getting the energy, and it's all natural, it's all vegan, it's all GMO, and it's all, we just haven't had it blessed by the rabbi yet.
It's amazing. Well, hey, you should go for all of it, right? But it's amazing that you can create a product that gives you what you need and doesn't tax your body in a negative way, right? Like caffeine or other things. It's amazing that you are finding the formulations to be able to do that. Now, how would people be able to find that supplement if they're interested in that?
If they'd like to go to manalifeenergy.com, they could find what we call Mana and Mana XL.
So I'm going to ask you to spell that.
Mana is MANA lifeenergy.com.
Okay. So that is the umbrella website for the supplements?
That's for the supplements.
Okay. And tell me about the name. I mean, what's the origin of Mana? I mean,
Mana means life energy.
Okay.
It's a Hawaiian term.
Okay.
We named our company Ohana because family passed away, family put it together. So all of our products are named after something that's really mentionable from the Hawaiian, theme.
Right, and something that's meaningful to you guys, right?
Right.
I mean, it's the anchor and the foundation from which this this business the life spring for it.
Our pastries are called koa. Koa is the strongest wood made in Hawaii, but also koa was warriors. They called their warriors who protected their islands koa warriors. So we named our cookie Koa Warrior because with the nutrition and with the energy in it, you become something that you're not fatigued. You're ready to go.
Right. And how do you spell koa?
Yeah, koa is Koa.
Okay.
Yeah. So, with that, we have some amazing products coming out, which we're really excited to do and see.
So if there's someone out there who's in the distribution business, or how do you see these products getting into the market beyond the website that we talked about? Do you see them in the market beyond being online?
Yes,
sold,
we're just getting ready to go out and approach purchasing agents and marketing.
What kind of an outlet would be interested? What would be what is your channel to the market from a brick and mortar perspective, Mike?
Well, right now what we did is Dylan and I just recently got back from Denver, and we had produced a koa cookie that have CBD in it. So we just went to about 8-10 dispensaries, and we went out to get feedback from them.
Okay.
So the feedback was all great, and they're very, very interested. They liked the product, they liked the name, they thought it was a great concept, and they're willing to take the product on.
Okay. So that's yet another, what you talked about earlier, another kind of strain or brand of what the market you're trying to get at.
We think the dispensary market is probably our best market to start in right now.
Okay, because a lot of people with illness are there for medication that's helping them with the symptoms.
And understand what a CBD is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I wish I had more time to get into that, because that's a whole other conversation, isn't it? So maybe we'll have you back at some point in the future.
We'd love to have.
I would love to have you guys both back and talk about as you bring this brand to market, because I think it's going to be wildly successful.
Thank you.
And I'm really impressed with what you're doing and why you're doing it. And,
well, thank you very much.
And not just relaxing. Okay, I got a note from a listener that just wants you to explain CBD, and then that'll probably be the final question. So, Mike, can you explain what CBD is?
Well, from what I know about CBD, it's one of the most healthy healing products that you can take today.
Okay.
And what we've done is we've taken the product and we've induced it into the healthy cookie.
Okay.
And so you can use this product internally and externally. So you can put it on your skin.
Oh, wow.
It helps things remove or go away. And then you can take it internally for your body. So you're getting in and out health benefits from both the products.
So you can take the cookie and just...
Well, not the cookie, but the oil.
The oil. Yeah, because you want to eat the cookie, right?
Well, you can eat the oil, too, if you want to. But the fact is that it works. It's a really good healing product.
This is awesome.
Yeah, and a lot of people are using it today. And most dispensaries have a hard time keeping it on the shelf.
Really?
Yeah.
Because it works so well.
Yes.
All right.
And it seems to be helping these people out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that subscribe and listen to us on one of our platforms, either live here on octalkradio.net or one of our other podcasting platforms, you got to stay watching the newsletter, because we're going to have Dylan and Mike back to talk about what they're doing in this new area, because this is you're hearing about the birth of brands in a company here on Critical Mass Radio and Show and Podcast, and I have high confidence that you and your son and the team will deliver probably beyond even your own expectations.
That's where we want to go.
All right. So last time, if someone would like to go to a website and learn more about the things that we just talked about, where would you say they go?
Sure. If they're interested in any of the car related stuff, it's called showfleet.com. We also have products that we sell. It's called showreadyproducts.com. They can go there and look at our products.
Do you have a product for leather?
Yes.
I'm very frustrated with the products that I've been using on the leather in my Infinity. It just doesn't seem to work. So I'll talk about that with you offline, guys.
Yeah.
We're not here for that.
And then we have our other website is koawarriornutrition.com. And then we spoke about monolifeenergy.com. And the dispensary market is ohanaedible.net.
Yeah. So
.net, excuse me.
Okay, ohanaedibles.net.
Yes.
It's plural, edibles? Ohana Edibles?
Yes.
Okay. Well, Mike, thank you very much for coming in today. Dylan, it's good to see you again. Next time we're going to have you on Mike, okay? All right. He's like Jared Kushner. You see him, but you don't hear him. But eventually he is going to talk here on Critical Mass Radio.
He's got a lot to say.
He does. A lot of good thoughts there. Huh? And I'm so happy that you two are working together. Having children myself, I can imagine how gratifying it is to have work with your children in the business.
Oh, it's great support, and you know you have some loyalty.
Yeah, and it's just great to have a reason to make your kids hang around with you.
Exactly.
Amen. All right. Thank you for being a friend of the program and part of the community, guys.
Thank you for having us.
That's our pleasure. I'd like to also thank our engineer, Paul Roberts. Our producers are Joan Park, Crystal Nunley, and Haley Stern. If you want to connect with me on Twitter, I am CEO Peer Groups. LinkedIn and YouTube, I'm Richard Franzi, Franzi. On Facebook or my website, it's simply criticalmass4forbusiness.com. And until our next show, I hope all of your business decisions will move your company in a positive direction.